But again, that front of Canisius is creating a new line of scrimmage every time the ball is snapped. They are really taking it to these defenders of the Legends.
3rd down and 4, just inside the right hash, inside Lancaster territory. Canisius driving, looking for their second first down of this drive. 2 receivers to the left, 1 spread out to the right. Top receiver Jaden Clark has 1 reception at the bottom of the formation. It's a fake give twice. Zimmerman scans downfield, plenty of time. Heaves it into the end zone to Clark. He catches it over a defender. Jaden Clark tells his team to settle down after catching the first touchdown of the game. It's 6-0 Canisius, just 5 minutes in from Lancaster.
Well, you can see why the University of Buffalo has offered this young man to be a part of their football program. 3 Legends in coverage, and he just outfought them for the football. Touchdown Crusaders early.
Canisius sends out Demencio Colocia out for the extra point. Snap down, hold good. Kick is up and perfect. 7-0 Canisius leads Lancaster. 7:26 to go in the first quarter. We get another look at the Lancaster offense after this on WBFO.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Lancaster football boosters are selling tickets for the raffle of a signed and framed Josh Allen jersey with certificate.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Colocia for the kickoff after the Canisius touchdown to make it 7-0. He boots it down the right side. At the numbers, it hops to the 23. Hartwig gets the return at his own 22. Turns up at the 30 before being met by Canisius Amari Wallace. 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Canisius really marched right down the field. Without that penalty, it would have looked a lot easier.
It was an impressive drive. They're obviously trying to accentuate that powerful offensive line. They mixed the play calling, got the Legends on their heels a little bit. Let's see what adjustments Coach Rupp and his staff make. They're going to have to get something good going here on this offensive set.
1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. On the left hash, Krupa at quarterback. Leads the section in interceptions. That a thing to keep an eye out on tonight. But a flag before the snap as Krupa went with the hard count, clapped his hands before getting Canisius to jump offside.
Yep, using the cadence as a weapon. Free yardage, and you got 5 right there.
1st down and 5 from the 35 on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right. Krupa hands it off for Chris Gill up near the left tackle. He's met immediately by Canisius' D-line. In on the stop, Amari Wallace made the play with Aiden. Their run game is what aided them to the victory last week against Jamestown. Gang in motion from right to left. Snap to Krupa, handoff to Gill. He runs into traffic and is stopped and thrown down. A pile of bodies at the Lancaster 32. Snuffs out the Lancaster run on 2nd and medium. It'll bring up 3rd and much longer.
There's just no place for Chris Gill to go.
The Lancaster fans quiet so far. Their team trailing 7-0. 6:20 to go in the opening quarter. Canisius on top. 3rd down and 7 at the Lancaster 33. They're taking their time, not something that Lancaster is accustomed to. Chris Gill, the running back, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Krupa in the gun. Takes the snap, drops back, 3 steps, tries to throw while he's hit. A flag flies into the backfield of the offense. Clock stops as Paul Gagliardi has to explain what he saw.
Pass is ruled incomplete.
It's a holding against Lancaster. That'll be against the Legends. We'll see whether or not Coach Krasanski of the Crusaders wants to accept this call. Team switching for Lancaster, bringing out the special teams unit. Tyler Tedesco, the punter. Penalty is declined, so it'll be 4th down.
Makes it 4th down and
Heavy 7, as they call the incomplete pass.
Heavy pressure by number 1, Kevon Walker, 6'5", 275 pounds senior. And he was in the face of Alex Krupa as soon as he got that football.
5:56 to go in the first quarter. Lancasters. Tyler Tedesco barely gets the punt off as 2 blockers nearly got a hand on it. It is a high rainbow punt that touches a Lancaster shin, who are charging down the field much faster than the ball got there. At the 41, it's downed. Canisius, already leading 7-0, takes the ball with 5:47 to go in the opening quarter, leading 7-zip.
I think they'll go to attacking mode again here, with Vincent Zimmerman leading the charges with this offensive line. Enright 290, Caldwell 265, Sullivan 280, Wiley 285, and the small guy out there, Mason Allnut, at 6'4", 230.
Small guy. First down and 10 at the 42 on the right hash. Zimmerman fakes the handoff to 1, gives it to Kimball. He moves his feet quite quickly in the backfield, gets up past the 40, still on his feet, wrapped up by 3 Legends, led by Aiden Willard. Forward progress eventually called stop. 2 Legends are on the ground on top of each other, and a flag underneath Tyler Tedesco.
Excellent job by the Legends on that counter play.
Well, Tedesco now lies flat on his back. The flag moved from underneath him. It's a personal foul against Canisius. That'll move the Crusaders back, but right now all our thoughts are with Tyler Tedesco down on the field at his own 42 on the left hash. We'll take a break with an update after this. So you're on WBFO, your home for high school sports.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at wnyathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Are we back? Yeah, we're back. All right, we're back here on WBFO. 5:27 to go in the first quarter. Canisius leads 7-0, and they've got the football. Tyler Tedesco up and on his feet on the Lancaster sideline with the training staff. So there goes the number 1 corner for the Legends.
Watch out for running back screen on this play. I've coached against Coach Krasanski many times.
1st and 37 at their own 27-yard line. Canisius, after the personal foul, backs them up heavily inside their own territory. Zimmerman takes the snap, looks to his right, throws the screen on the right side to Kimball. He bolts past 1 defender, Inspire, and then gets dragged down at the 35. A gain of about 9 will bring up 2nd and long, about 2nd and 17.
Yeah, they were looking to run that screen, and again, I've seen it many times. So now it still brings up 2nd and quite a bit, almost 20 here. The Legends really need to get a stop, and they've got to figure something out when they get the football to neutralize this really talented front of the Crusaders.
7-0. Canisius leads Lancaster here at Lancaster High School. Crusaders, after scoring on a 5-play drive, a touchdown catch to Jaden Clark. 2nd down and long. Clark one-on-one with Hartwig at the bottom of the formation. Zimmerman drops back to pass, takes a 5-step drop, throws to his right, a screen pass to Kimball. He gets about 6 yards once more. Back to the original line of scrimmage around the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10.
You know, when you can execute the running back screen, it really neutralizes the upfield pressure of the linemen and linebackers. A real weapon for Coach Krasanski. He's always been good at it.
Tyler Tedesco on the Lancaster sideline has taken the seat behind the Legends, standing in front of him. This is a non-conference game Lancaster doesn't have to force any player to play with the depth that they have on their sideline. About 90 players ready to play and dressed. 3rd and 11 at Canisius' own 41-yard line. Zimmerman in the gun with Kimball to his right. A receiver to either side, and Jancy along with Kevon Walker close to the formation as tight ends on the left side of Mason Allnut, the left tackle. A flag before the snap will back up the Crusaders 5 yards. A false start against the Crusaders. Perhaps the crowd of Lancaster playing in effect here on senior night.
Big 3rd down here for the Legends. They got to get off the field and force the Crusaders to punt.
Canisius, the Canisius Crazies, they call their student section, all standing in all black on the far sideline. Their team up 7-0 with 4:25 to go in the opening quarter and driving, but stuck in their own territory. 3rd and 16 from their own 36. On the right hash, Zimmerman takes the low snap, looks to his left, through his progressions. He's hit from behind and taken down. Andrew Moberg came off the edge for Lancaster and took him down just past the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 14 coming up.
Moberg has a motor, and he made a big play for him and his teammates right there, as the Crusaders will be forced to kick it away.
Teddy Ciancio will come out to do the punting. Or will he? As Canisius keeps the offense on the field. Zimmerman still at quarterback. Kimball gives a smack to the rear end of his right guard. Now Zimmerman can't handle the snap. It hits the turf. A false start against Canisius as a flag flies before the snap. My goodness, PJ, a calamity of errors for the Crusaders.
Well, that's another thing that Coach Krasinski often likes to do, is keep his quarterback out there, keep you guessing a little bit, make you go to safe punt return,
4th and 21.
and then have him back up and actually punt it, and it looks like they're going to do it again.
Well, I beg your pardon. Teddy Ciancio is the listed punter for Canisius, and he's had a couple for this season, but Zimmerman, the quarterback, will be the one to punt it away. He was a Connolly Cup nomination last week against Huron Heights. Had 240 yards through the air, 82% of his passes complete, 3 touchdowns, but he's not going to run the football. -2 yards rushing last week. Zimmerman steps into his punt on 4th and 21. It's fielded on a fair catch at the 35. Meanwhile, darting past the returner for the Legends, Justin Hartwig, went Jack Spire, who collided with Jack Eskridge. The two Jacks meet each other at the 35 away from where the ball was caught. The Legends take possession 1st and 10 at their own 35, looking to get back in this game, trailing 7-0 in the first quarter on senior night. 3:33 to go in quarter number 1. Canisius on top.
I really believe that Coach Rupp and his staff have got to make the adjustment to get the ball out to the perimeter quick. They've got a heavy box, and they've got outstanding players in there. The problem is, when you throw over there, you run into people like Jaden Clark and Jack Eskridge.
1st and 10 at the 35 on the left hash. 3 receivers split to the right side with Minsterman in the slot. Krupa in the gun, takes the snap. 5-step drop, pressure coming, throws the screen. It's caught by Ahern up the left sideline. He's got the first down into offensive territory. Ahern is bouldered out at the 35, not before completing his only reception for longer than 10 yards on the season. Daniel Ahern, the sophomore running back, catches the Crusaders off guard. 1st and 10 after the pickup of 20.
And there you go. There's a way to neutralize that really tough front that gets upfield quickly. Let him come up and throw over him for the running back screen.
From the 35 into the Canisius territory at the 35 on the flip side. Chris Gill gets the handoff on 1st and 10. Minimal gain will bring up 2nd and long.
Canisius does a really good job of showing pressure and bringing it from other areas. Very rare for high school teams to be adept at it, but they seem to be very efficient at confusing teams as where the pressure's coming from.
2nd down and 9 at the 35. Krupa fakes the handoff to Gill, throws the screen to Minsterman. He's wrapped up upstairs and thrown down at the 40. Jaden Clark, the touchdown scorer for Canisius earlier in this quarter, does it defensively as well. His head in disgust after Minsterman thought he could get past him on the flat.
Boy, he's one heck of a ball player. There's no question about it. Very sound in every aspect of the game.
3rd down and 11 at the 37. Now on the right hash. Lancaster and their quarterback not keen on throwing left. He looks left, throws under pressure. Minsterman makes the grab at the 10. What a pickup for the Lancaster Legends. It's 1st and goal, just like that. A 25-yard gain.
Really good pass and catch there by the combination of Alex Krupa and Minsterman.
But that's a Legends.
Now you have the
First and
Legends
goal.
inside the 10-yard line.
1st and goal at the 9.
Blake Minsterman was the go-to target when he earned a Connolly Cup nomination back in Week 4 against Orchard Park. 9 receptions and 112 yards and a touchdown. Since then, just 2 receptions for 24 yards. He gets that much on 1 catch on this drive for Lancaster. 1st and goal at the 9, under 2 minutes to go in the first. Cologne at quarterback takes the run himself past the 5. Near the goal line, he's taken down as Mason Allnut gets in on another tackle. He's been a standout on the defensive.
Blocking there by the Legends front, giving Cologne a chance to do his thing. Let's see if the Legends can finish, Jack.
Canisius rotates in multiple D linemen. They come off the sideline. Cologne takes the snap up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and then hit hard at the 3. Thrown down. It'll bring up 3rd and goal. Lancaster has a kicker here.
Yeah, when you're at this point inside the 5-yard line, you want to cash in with a 6-point effort.
Son of the D coordinator, Hunter Jancy, in on the tackle. 3rd and goal. Krupa, no, it's Cologne. He throws a touchdown. The fake handoff and the jump pass caught by Aiden Willard. A 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Legends are on the board in the first quarter. Under a minute to go, it's 7-6.
A really nice job of play calling by Coach Rupp and the staff there. Finally getting a chance to use Canisius' aggressiveness against them. Touchdown, Legends.
It's Aiden Willard's first touchdown reception on the season. Cannon Converse out for the extra point. One of the best in Lancaster history. A good snap and good hold for him. And Converse's kick is beautiful. Tied at 7 with 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break and come back with Canisius' response to end the first quarter after this on WBFO, your home for high school sports.
Good drive. That's
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
56 seconds to go in the first quarter. Canisius and Lancaster all knotted at 7 after Jaden Cologne throws his first touchdown pass on the season, and he's receiving end of that throw was Aiden Willard. First touchdown catch on the season, a drive that took just about 3 minutes. Lancaster ties it at 7. Legends kick off from their own 40. It's a beautiful boot from Cannon Converse, end over end to the near sideline. Off the bounce, it's scooped up by Jack Eskridge at the middle. He jukes, fakes the jump to the middle, continues going cross field, throws a defender to the feet, but a flag is thrown at the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, Eskridge couldn't get upfield. He just went about 50 yards horizontally.
Well, that's a great job by the Legends cover unit to string him out that way, because, Jack, if he gets his shoulder squares and gets up the field and makes it a track meet, he's going to win it.
Holding Canisius.
It's a holding call against the Crusaders. This their 3rd offensive drive. Their first was a quick 5-play drive. A 30-yard touchdown catch from Jaden Clark had his sideline fired up. It took a 7-0 lead. A punt for each team, and then Jaden Cologne's touchdown pass to Aiden Willard tied things up at 7. 46 seconds to go in this first quarter. Canisius 1st and 10 from their own 13 on the far hash.
Here's a condensed formation. They're going to get the ball to Agent 0, Kimball.
Zimmerman under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Agent Zero. Elijah Kimball on the right sideline, bolts upfield across the 25. He's near the first down marker. Officials rule him down in bounds. The clock continues to wind, under 40 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. It's a first down for Canisius, a gain of 11, first and 10 at the 24.
Coach Krasinski told me he has never seen a running back prospect as a ninth grader, a freshman, in this area that has the talent and ability of this young man. And you can see, boy, he has running back skills.
First and 10 at the 24. Under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's a handoff to the fullback, Jancy, up the right side. He bowls his way across the first down marker, at least the line of scrimmage. I beg your pardon, a gain of about 3 to bring up 2nd and 7 as the first quarter comes to a close. Final 7 seconds ticking down, and Canisius not in any hurry to get the play off. That'll do it for the first 12 minutes from Lancaster High School and Foyle Kling Field. 7-7 tie. This similar to what it was a season ago. It was a 10-7 Lancaster lead at halftime. We'll see what our score is after the second quarter. Find out on the other side of this break, but first we remind you that Friday Night Lights on WBFO is made possible by our listeners and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union, committed to improving the financial well-being of our members and the community, and by Miracle Method, surface refinishers in Western New York and Rochester. It's 7-7 after 12 minutes. Lancaster and Canisius tied. Second quarter after this.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at wnyathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
7-7 tied as Canisius starts this drive in the start of the second quarter with a handoff to Kimball from their own 35. Kimball pushes his fullback ahead, follows him up the left side. And Mason Allnut got taken down, but it was Nathan Myers who eventually brought down Elijah Kimball. Pound fullback in, Keyshawn Dees. Kimball follows him up the left side near the yard to gain, but it looks to be short as Kimball gets pushed out of bounds in front of the the Canisius student section.
Will Coach Krasinski go for it here early in a tie ball game in his own territory? Needs about 2.5, almost 3 yards.
Krasinski in his second season at Canisius lost this match a season ago. Final score 24-20 in favor of Lancaster. 4th and 2. Canisius keeps the offense on the field. The heavy package in. One-on-one coverage out wide, though, as Clark lines up as the lone receiver, and a timeout called by Canisius.
At some point, Coach Krasinski is going to instruct his quarterback, Zimmerman, to try to violate that one-on-one matchup with Jaden Clark. The Legends have to be aware of it and make sure there's safety help over top, because if he catches one out there one-on-one, it's probably going to result in a big play.
I'm Jack Cruiser. That's PJ Cawley. Our live stream producer is Tim Gardner. Our executive producer at Western New York Athletics is Frank Wolf. Our WBFO studio engineer is Joe Scordo. Jerry Urban is here as our broadcast radio engineer, and the VP of Corporate Support with Buffalo and Toronto Public Media is Bill Sauer. Glad to have you with us on WBFO, your home for high school sports. 88.7 in Buffalo, 91.3 in Olean, and 88.1 in Jamestown, and all across the world on the WBFO app. A reminder that Friday Night Lights on WBFO is made possible by our listeners and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union, committed to improving the financial well-being of our members and the community, and by Miracle Method, surface refinishers in Western New York and Rochester. Canisius with a 4th down and short, 4th and 2 in their own territory, tied at 7. Just 30 seconds into this second quarter. Big decision.
Back. Big first down for the Crusaders.
First down and 10 at the 41.
First and 10, Canisius at their 41.
Still under center. Zimmerman hands it off to Kimball. Follows his left tackle, who keep their feet on the ground and their legs churning. Kimball gets to about the 50. A gain of 9. Second down and 1 coming up for the Crusaders.
They like to run to their left, and why wouldn't you, with Javiz Caldwell, 6'3", 265, and Patrick Enright, 6'4", 290, leading the way, along with Hunter Jancy, the fullback, who really does a nice job of getting to those linebackers and getting Kimball loose.
Second down and 1, right at the 50. On the left hash, atop the Lancaster logo painted on one of the last grass fields remaining in Western New York. It's a give to the fullback. Jancy has the first down and a gain of 5. Load up Canisius with another 4 downs as the clock stops to move the chains. 10:27 to go in this second quarter. Crusaders and Legends tied at 7.
Again, giving the ball to Jancy really opens things up for the perimeter and also for Kimball, because he's always getting positive yards.
The reason that Elijah Kimball is offered by the Oregon Ducks, his favorite team growing up. First and 10, it's another give to Kimball up the left side, makes one man miss, continues the speed, and another burst. The ball comes out, and it's recovered by Lancaster at the 24-yard line in front of the Canisius sideline. The Lancaster Legends, Evan Pignataro forced it out, Andrew Moberg recovered it. Lancaster ball inside their own territory.
Somebody got their hand on or shoulder on the ball. That looked like was that number 13, Jack, or was that my man number 15, Justin Hartwig, that made the hit? In any event, that's a big play for the Legends defense.
It was Justin Hartwig confirmed.
I told you, he's always around the football, isn't he?
He was a player to watch for a reason. Hartwig, the fumble, and Pignataro, the fumble recovery. Check that. Lancaster, first and 10, now inside their own 23. Elijah Kimball with a rare sighting of his second fumble on the season. First and 10 at their own 23. Lancaster on the right hash. It's a give to Gill up the middle. He falls forward across the 25 to gain 3. Second and 7 coming up.
That was a key turnover because Canisius was beginning to get their rhythm offensively through the ground game. Big play by Justin Hartwig, and the Legends have the football back.
Lancaster at their own 25. It's second down and 8 to go. A tied at 7 ball game. Jaden Clark and Aiden Willard, the 2 receiving touchdowns for either side, Canisius and Lancaster. 9:15 to go in the second quarter. Flag flies as the snap commences. It's a give on the right sideline. The end around is stopped at the line of scrimmage in front of the Canisius bench. Clock stopped as the flag
could be
came
a
out.
formation issue for Coach Rupp and the Legends.
Lancaster forcing the turnover with Justin Hartwig, but a false start will back him up. Oh, well, it will be declined instead.
Third down 9. Coach Krasinski feels is better than second and 13, showing great confidence in his defensive unit. And why wouldn't you? There is one area of the field. Okay, they just rotated. There was no safety in the middle of the field, but there comes Clark, and I'm sure he'll do a great job.
One-on-one coverage down low. Minsterman, Krupa looking his way over the middle. Minsterman makes the grab at the 30. It's a gain of 5, but not enough for the first down. He's 3 yards away from the yard to gain. It'll be 4th down and 3, right in between the 2 hashes after the slant pass was complete.
Great coverage by Damari Yancey, bringing up a 4th and 3. Will they try to get him to jump?
Legends hurry up to the offensive line. In the gun, they almost do, and they do. PJ calls it. The defensive line of Canisius jumps. It's a first down, freely given on the offside penalty taken by Canisius.
Coach Krasinski's going to be none too happy about that, but good execution by Lancaster, and we've seen him the last 2 weeks using the cadence as a weapon.
8:41 to go in the second quarter and counting as Lancaster keeps this drive alive off of the forced fumble from Justin Hartwig, recovered by Evan Pignataro on an Elijah Kimball run.
Hartwig's in the ball game as a slot receiver. Watch out for something.
Krupa in the gun. Gill to his right. It's a pass. He looks to his left for Minsterman. A screen or a slant once more for Minsterman. He gets up and shoves away the defender in his face, Damari Yancey, who was menacing over him. Minsterman couldn't grab it, though it hit him right in the hands.
No need for that in the ball game. Play the ball game, do a good job, get with your teammates. No need for that in the ball game.
2nd down and 10 for Lancaster at their own 35. Packed house at Lancaster High School for the biggest private versus public showdown in Western New York. John Gang in motion across the formation. It's a give to Gill. Allnut gets on his back for Lancaster, or for Canisius rather. It's a gain of very little. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
The Crusaders bring the middle linebacker, number 54, Aiden Mecca, on that play, and there was very little room inside. Here's another big third for the Legends.
Tie ball game, 7 apiece. 7:52 to go in the first half. Krupa in the gun. 3 receivers split to the left. 1 up top. Minsterman in motion falls, and the flags fly from just about every official on the field against the Legends. The call is. Coach Eric Rupp looking down to his play calling sheet, relays the signal, and a thumbs up across the field to his quarterback, Alex Krupa, who has 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions this season, was a Connolly Cup nominee the last time the Legends played on this field in a win over Orchard Park. That was 3 weeks ago now. 3rd down, 13 to go at the 32. Krupa takes the low snap, looks to his left, throws deep down the field for Hartwig. It's tipped and incomplete. Hartwig nearly had it at the opposing 40-yard line. Great coverage from Evan Dean, the senior at 5'11", got his left arm on it when it was looking as a back shoulder pass towards Hartwig. A flag down in the backfield, the offensive backfield, where Krupa released the football at his own 21.
Well, it's either holding or it's a roughing the passer call. Let's see what referee Gagliardi.
Well, Jaden Colon has come off the bench for Lancaster. Krupa heads to the sideline.
It's a personal foul.
Coach Eric Rupp knew it was coming for the Lancaster Legends. His 8th season as head coach. He's never lost back-to-back games. That streak continued after they defeated Jamestown a week ago. This, their second to last game. That game last week, their final in conference play. Canisius here today, non-league, and then next week is one of the oldest rivalries in America against the Depew Wildcats here at Foyle Kling Field. 1st and 10 after the gain on the penalty. 1st and 10 at the 47. Cologne fakes the handoff on the end around. He darts up the middle across the 50 atop the Legend helmet painted in gray, black, and red at center field at Foyle Kling Field. He gets 4, 2nd down and 6.
Penalties plaguing the Crusaders here. Several penalties have kept drives alive. And the Legends do a nice job of what we call counter tray blocking for Cologne on that quarterback delay.
Make it 2nd and 7 right at the 50. 2 receivers to the left. Coach Rupp calls timeout, and he yells at his receiver, Sebastian Perna. The junior was walking his way to the sideline. Couldn't tell if he was in the formation or not, PJ. And Lancaster takes a timeout because of it with 6:58 to go in the first half. Tied at 7, Lancaster and Canisius.
Those are the ones that really cause you to pull your hair out as a head coach. When you have an issue on substitution, Perna didn't understand that he was involved in the personnel grouping that Coach Rupp set in, and you got to take a timeout. Sometimes those timeouts, they're nice to have in your back pocket as you get down to the end of the half and certainly at the end of the game.
You know, today is October 13th, PJ. That means it's International Skeptics Day. Canisius started 0-3. I'm not making that up. It's real. Check the internet. International Skeptics Day is today. Canisius started 0-3 and unranked. They had a lot of skeptics before winning 3 straight games against St. Joe's, Benedictine, and Huron Heights out of Canada in the last 3 weeks, setting them at a 3-3 record. They stand up defensively right at midfield as Lancaster has the football at the 50. 3 receivers to the left for 2nd and 7. Cologne fakes the give, runs up the middle, pushes forward across the 50 to the 46. He dives forward. It'll be 3rd and short for the Legends.
Boy, he runs hard for a guy 5'8", 163 pounds. His cousin L.G. Castillo spoke glowingly about what kind of character Jaden Cologne has.
LG 6'4", looks about 250, all muscle, currently playing independent baseball with the Gary South Shore Railcats. 3rd down and 3 at the 46-yard line. Lancaster in offensive territory, 3 to the left. It's a give to Gill, pushes forward up the middle, met at the yard to gain at the 45. He falls backward as Jancy was in there for the tackle once more.
A football team, the Canisius Crusaders.
Well, that was just semantics to get us back to the game, PJ.
Okay, I got it, Jack.
They had skeptics. Anyway, 4th and 2 at the 45-yard line. Lancaster calls out the pressure coming from Canisius. Everyone bunched up, one-on-one coverage at the bottom of the formation between DeMar Yancey, the DB, and Blake Minsterman, who now darts towards the formation and bunches in as a tight end. Krupa in the gun, takes the snap, but a flag flies and a whistle blows rather, a timeout Lancaster before the flag could be flown for a false or a delay of game. It's a timeout Lancaster with 5:25 to go in the quarter.
Critical time right here, and I think Coach Rupp wants to get it right. I think they're going to have a discussion about, whether you want to go for this and you continue this drive, or do you want to pin the Canisius offense back inside the 20-yard line. Looks like they want to go for it. They must not have had the play that they wanted there.
PJ, what has changed since the first drive where Lancaster went 3 and out? They couldn't run the football. Now they can.
Well, they're showing a little bit more creativity. They're getting the ball out a little bit quicker, and they're not just base blocking, trying to knock back these huge bodies. They're moving them with their counter tray blocking, with blocking down on the front side and getting those pullers coming on over on the play side. And they do a really good job of it.
Coach Krasinski probably telling his team exactly that. 3 minutes, or rather 5:25 to go in this first half. A 7-7 ball game, 4th and 2 at the 45. Canisius spreads out a bit more than they were before the timeout. 2 receivers each side for Lancaster. Krupa in the gun, stands at the 50. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure coming, throws to the right. It is caught at the 40. A first down. John, the out route of 5 yards. He got a little bit of space and made the Crusaders pay. First down, Lancaster.
Yeah, he had to really stretch out to get that. That's that whip route we watched them run in practice, and Gang does a really good job of it.
That's their second 4th down pickup on this drive. One before came on a false start against Canisius. This one through the air for John Gang and his first reception on the day. 1st and 10 at the 41 inside Canisius territory. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half from Lancaster High School here on Friday Night Lights on WBFO. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, fullback in the formation. It's a keeper for Jaden Cologne on the read option. He dove forward. A flag flies from the umpire in the defensive backfield after Cologne got across the 40 to the 39.
Might have a holding here. Oh, a face mask. I'm not sure we got the stats, but I know Canisius has at least a half dozen penalties, many of which have been of the costly nature. This face mask, the roughing the passer, and the jumping off sides. Not characteristic of a Coach Krasinski coach team.
4:44 on the clock. If you're a fan of angel numbers, well, there's that for you. 4:44 to go in the first half. 7-7 ball game. Lancaster looking to take their first lead on the day. Cologne out wide. Krupa looking his way towards the end zone. Intercepted. Jaden Clark came under the route and picked it off at the 20. He gets across the 25. Out of bounds in front of his own bench, who mobs him in celebration. And Lancaster's getting involved as well at the Canisius sideline. Some pushing and shoving quickly comes to what separates the 2 squads. But Canisius takes the football inside their own territory.
23, Amari Wallace. Might have got a hand on that football, Jack. And if it's near Jaden Clark, you know he's coming down with it.
Jaden Clark hasn't gotten a Connolly Cup nomination all season. He's got a touchdown and an interception in the first half this week in a non-conference bout here at Lancaster. The Canisius Crusader Jr. has the University at Buffalo already offering him.
Now remember here, we have 4:27 left to go in this first half. If Canisius can control the ball and get points, they get.
Zimmerman hands it off to Eskridge, who was in motion from the far side in the slot. He darts.
Legit track star.
Last week he had over 100 yards combined receiving and rushing, plus a 76 yards in kick returns. Second down, 2 to go at the 38, right hash. Zimmerman hands it off for Kimball, pushes his left tackle forward, gets the first down and then some. The feet keep moving for Kimball, across the 50 to the 40 to the 30, out near the sideline on the far end of the field. Kimball gets inside offensive territory and then some on a massive yards. Canisius inside Lancaster territory.
I'm just thrilled we get to watch him for the next 3 years. I know defensive coordinators in the area are not so happy about that, but wow, this guy can play.
Make it a 35-yard gain. It's a 1st and 10 at the 31 of Lancaster for the Crusaders. It's a give to the running back, Jancy, up the middle. He pounds his way for a few. Gain of about 4 with 3:30 to go in the first half. Canisius and Lancaster tied at 7s.
Jancy does a good job of getting upfield. He absorbs contact, and he puts the Crusaders in a real nice spot. 2nd and 5 or 6. Whole playbook's open right now.
2nd and 6 at the 27 on the left hash. Canisius driving after the interception from their wide receiver, DB Jaden Clark. The freshman Kimball, running back, gets it in the backfield, pushes forward up the left side. He's met by a host of legends at the yard to gain. At the far numbers, he falls forward. This should be near a first down. It depends on the spot. It's either 3rd and short or a first down for Canisius. It looks to be a first down.
Just short, Jack.
We've got
3rd and short.
Well, the near linesman said it was a first down, but Paul Gagliardi, the head referee, says it's a yard short. 3rd and 1 at the 22.
You know, Coach told us that Noah Kimball's family was more concerned with his academics, and that's why they chose Canisius.
He was heavily recruited from all the Buffalo public schools, including the state champion Bennett Tigers. Kevon Walker in motion as the tight end from left to right forces the Canisius Crusaders to call a timeout. We take one as well. Pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is WBFO, your home for high school sports.
Third and
2:13 to go in the first half of play. A 7-7 tie ball game between Canisius and Lancaster here at Foyle Kling Field. This season played in memory of the late, great Coach Foyle, who coached here at Lancaster High School. PJ, I know you've got stories of Coach Foyle. How much did he mean to this Western New York community that has all come out for this game, about 3 rows deep around either end zone?
Well, Coach Foyle was certainly a legendary figure that was a role model for all of us, whether you played for him, played against him, coached for him, coached against him. He was a role model about how to help young men grow and develop through this great game.
Lancaster's continued that culture for 103 years. 3rd down and short for Canisius. They give it to Kimball. He spins away from one. Kimball breaks the tackle, and he breaks free. Touchdown Crusaders out of the timeout with 2:09 to go in the first half of play. The Crusaders go back on top.
Wow, that's just an outstanding individual effort. They really have found something running to their left. I think it's something Coach Rupp and Coach Manziel have got to look at halftime to adjust that to a degree. But, boy, Kimball, yards after contact, he gets in the end zone.
A 25-yard touchdown run for Elijah Kimball up the left side. Extra point is blocked off the leg of Colochia. It's blocked by Evan Pignataro, who now adds to his resume on the day with a blocked kick and a fumble recovery. This puts a wrench in the scoring. Canisius 13, Lancaster 7. 2:07 to go in the first half. We'll be back on the other side of this break on WBFO.
Hey, fellas.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
The Canisius Crusaders turn the interception from Jaden Clark into points. They score on Elijah Kimball's 20-yard touchdown run, 25-yard touchdown run for the Crusaders, who had the extra point blocked. It's 13-7. Canisius on the road. Their fans bouncing up and down on the far bleachers in all black, waving the blue and gold flag of Canisius. Colocia's kick, a high one to the left side, fielded by Justin Hartwig at his own 15. He found a hole up the middle, falls forward past the 30 to the 33, where Lancaster's offense takes the field. 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half, trailing 13-7.
They have one timeout left, 2 minutes to go. What you're hoping more than anything else, Jack, is that you have the ball last as the Lancaster Legends. You don't want to give that dangerous offense another chance.
Canisius defensively backs up as Lancaster gets another good return from Justin Hartwig. Trailing by 6, 2:01 to go. Lancaster with one timeout at their own 37, 1st and 10 on the right hash. Krupa is in the gun. Paul Gagliardi backs away from the line of scrimmage. Now Krupa puts his hands out, directing traffic. Minsterman from the left end, fakes the in, goes out. A throw over the middle, caught by John Gang at the 40, turns upfield, dives forward to the 43-yard line at midfield. John Gang moves, no, he almost moves the chains. It looks to be close. Half of the chain gang moved. Now the other half does as well. 1st and 10, Lancaster, after one play on this drive. 1:53 to go in this first half of play. White to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the left. Gill to the right of Krupa. Takes the snap, looks to his left, throws on the run, incomplete. Looking for Gang over the middle. It stops the clock with 1:46 to go in the first half. Lancaster trails Canisius 13-7.
Pressure by Kevon Walker again on that play because the defender, number 18, Brett Pettit, slipped, and it could have resulted in a big play for the Legends.
2nd and 10 at the 43 on the right hash. Chris Gill hasn't been much of a factor tonight for the Lancaster Legends. He's the running back on the right hip of Alex Krupa. 3 receivers all the way to the right on the short end of the field. Krupa looks their way, under pressure, 3 coming. He throws the screen to Gill. Here's Chris Gill past the 50, wrapped up and thrown down after getting the first down. Damari Yancey on the tackle, right on cue. Chris Gill introduces himself to the gain. 1st and 10.
Caught Canisius in a double A gap blitz. Nice execution by Alex Krupa. Big gain for the Legends.
It's 2 for 2 on setups of players making a play tonight, PJ. You and I, we're doing pretty well. 1:31 to go in this half. Cologne, no, make it Krupa. Throws to his right. It's caught by Gill. This time met in the backfield. Hunter Jancy got there before Gill could get to the line of scrimmage. With 1:15 and counting to go in this first half, Lancaster hustles to the opposite hash.
Little bit late on that one by Alex Krupa, given the excellent Jancy, son of legendary coach Eric Jancy, to make a play for the Crusaders.
2nd and 12 at the 49-yard line. Minsterman in motion from left to right. Same play as before. Krupa this time throws towards Minsterman. A flag flies as Minsterman couldn't make the grab, but the defender broke down on him. Matthew Bryant came in to make the play. He jumped that route, almost thought he was going to pick it, PJ.
It was dangerous. The throw was late and inside, and you got to throw it early and outside on those out routes.
Well, this flag is against Canisius. Pass interference looked to be against Matthew Bryant, the junior cornerback at 5'9", tried to break in on the 6-foot Blake Minsterman. Perhaps that size to Minsterman's advantage. It's a first down, 1st and 10 with 53 seconds to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line on the right hash.
And remember, they have an excellent kicking game with Converse.
They have a timeout as well. 1st and 10 on the right hash. Krupa checks his wristband on his left. The sleeve of white covers his right arm. Points out the Mike linebacker. Pressure coming from Canisius. Krupa takes a snap, rolls to his right. He's under pressure and taken down. Kevon Walker brought him down at the 45. A loss of 9. Sets up second and long. Lancaster forced to take their final timeout of the half. 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Lancaster still trails 13-7.
Well, it was certainly Canisius' philosophy to bring pressure during this last drive of the half, and they got home there. Now it makes it difficult for the Legends. Second down and 21. You're out of timeouts. Your goal here is to try to get it inside the 25, giving young Mr. Converse a chance perhaps.
PJ, this Canisius team is so large in stature, specifically on the offense and defensive lines. Lancaster, who has made it their characteristic of this season, being undersized and scrappy, how are they able to hang in there so far with Canisius?
Well, they're able to hang in because they're extremely well coached, and they take such great pride in being a Lancaster legend that they are going to battle, whether it's these Canisius Crusaders or the San Francisco 49ers come to town. They don't really get concerned about that, but they have great belief in their coaches, and they have great belief in this Lancaster tradition.
I wonder if the Legends would give the Niners a better game than the Cowboys did.
Perhaps.
45 seconds to go in the half. Lancaster with 2 receivers each side. Krupa drops back on second and long, throws to the original line of scrimmage. Hartwig makes the grab at the far sideline, out of bounds, stops the clock with 39 seconds to go, and 3rd and 10 coming up.
Great job of getting the ball up the field and getting out of bounds, stopping that clock with 39 to go.
This drive started at Lancaster's 37. They've quickly moved down the field in about 90 seconds, albeit not as quickly as Lancaster would like. Now with just 39 seconds to go in the half and no timeouts remaining, Jaden Colon on the field as a receiver behind John Gang on the far side of the formation. Ahern in at running back gets sent out wide as well in front of the Canisius sideline. Their assistant coach jumping up and down, relaying signals. Empty backfield. Now Cologne comes in the backfield from the right slot. 2 receivers each side. Cologne sprints out wide as the snap goes to Krupa. Jancy in on him. He breaks free. Krupa throws to the right sideline, incomplete. He was looking downfield for Blake Minsterman, who was beyond the first down marker. Now 4th down and long inside Canisius territory comes up for Lancaster at the 34. 32 seconds to go in this half.
Pressure again. They brought Jancy that time. Good job evading the rush by Alex Krupa. Couldn't make a connection to John Gang.
The kicker, Cannon Converse, remains on the sideline as Lancaster goes for it. Offense on the field. Daniel Ahern, the running back, the sophomore, into block for Krupa, who takes the snap, looks to his left. Pressure coming. Krupa taken down at the 40-yard line. Aiden Mecca, first sack on the season, ends the drive for Lancaster in offensive territory with 24 seconds to go.
Delayed pressure there. Mecca let the receivers go, and the offensive line and quarterback Alex Krupa did not notice that he was coming off that edge, and he tracked the play down. Look out now, 24 seconds, 2 timeouts.
Canisius has some weapons to use out wide. Jack Eskridge and Jaden Clark, 2 of the best in Western New York. Clark up top in the formation with 2 receivers each side. Eskridge across the middle on the jet sweep, gets taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nathan Myers tracks him down from the D tackle spot. He sprinted all the way to the opposing hashes and brings down Eskridge. Clock continues to run. Canisius starts to head towards their end zone as the first half comes to a close. 13-7. The number 2 ranked Canisius Crusaders lead the number 3 ranked Lancaster Legends in as tightly of a game as you could have in one half. 13-7. The Legends trail as they head to their locker room. We will take a break and send it down to the field where Frank Wolf will lead us through our halftime show with Tom Prince and Tim Chiefa joining him as well. 13-7, Canisius leads Lancaster from Lancaster High School. This is WBFO, your home for high school football.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at WNYathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Surprise, we're not going anywhere. Jack Cruiser with PJ Cawley with you for the halftime show. 13-7, Canisius leads Lancaster here at Lancaster High School in Foyle Kling Field. The Legends had a chance to tie this game numerous times, or at least march down the field and try to, but they came up short as Canisius has dominated. When they have the football, it seems like, PJ, no one can stop the offensive line of the Crusaders.
Well, they're certainly impressive. They have great size, but they also are very athletic, and they have great technique. They get to their blocks, and they finish their blocks. I'm sure it's something that Coach Manziel and Coach Rupp are talking to the Legends about right now, about how they're going to adjust, especially when they run to Canisius running to their left, Lancaster's right. Great success that way.
The marching band is on the field, moving about and playing. They sound great, one of the best in the area. 13-7. Canisius leads Lancaster. PJ, everyone thought Canisius would come in here and have their way with the Lancaster Legends tonight, being the higher-ranked team, number 2 against number 3, albeit very closely ranked together. But Lancaster got the doors beat off them against Bennett a few weeks ago. People kind of expected that same sort of game here tonight. It has not been that case. Why?
No, it's been a very, very competitive game, and Canisius has committed some costly penalties. They got Kimball going, though, and I think as they start this second half, they're going to continue that. And I also think that if Lancaster is going to man-to-man, particularly Jaden Clark out there, there's going to be a big play in the passing game that Coach Krasinski is going to look to. But these Legends, boy, we've seen them, what's this, the 4th week in a row, Jack?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys get better. They play hard. They're in great position. And again, this is a generational program. These guys play for more than just themselves, and that's why they've been able to stay in the ball game against a very impressive Canisius team.
I'm very impressed with this marching band right now. I mean, they have energy. They have a style about them. They've got dynamic ability. This marching band is really putting on quite the performance, as we remind you that Friday Night Lights in Western New York on WBFO is made possible by our listeners and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union, committed to improving the financial well-being of members and the community, and by Miracle Method Surface Refinishers in Western New York and Rochester. This is WBFO, your home for high school sports. This is the fifth all-time meeting between Lancaster and Canisius, with the Legends holding the all-time lead 4-0 last year, they won 24-20.
Yeah, I know that and Coach Krasinski, when we spoke to him at practice, mentioned it about the public and private situation. Sometimes people think, well, the public schools, they don't want to play the private schools, and that's not entirely true. There's many public schools that might consider playing a private school in a non-league game, but in football they just don't have the ability to do so because they play their schedule within their class and they have a traditional rivalry. So yes, this is wonderful for Western New York football. There's no question about it. And, I really believe if more public schools had the ability to do so within their schedule, they would schedule these games against these excellent private schools.
Well, PJ, I don't think we're going to have a chance to talk about this in the second half in such a close, tightly competitive ball game, but with about 6 minutes left at halftime, I want to give you a little history on why number 13 is so unlucky in our culture these days.
Please do, Jack. You always enlighten me.
Well, are you curious at all? I mean, it's Friday the 13th.
I'm a lifelong learner, Jack.
It's October. People are thinking about Halloween at this point in time. This is as per History.com and the History Channel. The fear of number 13 is traced back to the Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest legal codes. Babylonian king Hammurabi, 1792 BC to 1750 BC. You're aware of Hammurabi?
I wasn't around then, but I am aware.
Well, the code omitted a 13th law from its list of legal rules. It was no more than a clerical error made by one of the earliest translators, but people thought that was how the laws were written, and they thought, well, why are we skipping number 13? Must be for a reason. According to the Stress Management Center and the Phobia Institute in Asheville, North Carolina, more than 80% of high-rise buildings in the United States today do not have a 13th floor. Hotels, hospitals, airports all have avoided using the number 13 across Western cultures. But ancient Egyptians, on the other hand, PJ, they consider the number quite lucky. So which side of the coin do you fall on?
Well, I'm with the ancient Egyptians. It seemed to be fairly lucky for a quarterback in Miami by the name of Dan Marino for many years. So I never held much stock into it, but if I'm in Asheville, I'll certainly stop at the Phobia Museum, Jack, and see what I can find out.
The Stress Management Center might want to take a trip with the family, see how we're doing.
Beautiful place, Asheville, North Carolina.
Got to have some good golf courses down there, too. Huh?
I'll find them. I'll
Sure
find
you
them.
will. All right, we'll take a break and come back with the second half. Canisius and Lancaster in one heck of a bout. 13-7. The Crusaders, the private schools representative out of the Monsignor Martin Association, leading the way over the public's representative Lancaster. 13-7 after 2 quarters.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor. There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at WNYathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Halftime nearly completed here at Lancaster High School. Jack Cruiser with PJ Cawley with you. Tim Gardner is our live stream producer. Frank Wolf, the WNY Athletics executive producer. Our camera operator tonight on the live stream on WNYathletics.com is BJ Stack. For WBFO, our broadcast radio engineer is Jerry Urban. WBFO studio engineer is Joe Scordo. And the VP of corporate support at Buffalo Toronto Public Media is Bill Sauer. 13-7. The Canisius Crusaders lead the Lancaster Legends after 2 quarters of play. Canisius came out and scored on their first drive, PJ Cawley, but then Lancaster settled in.
Yeah, they did. They made some adjustments to deal with this very, very dominant front. They've played Canisius very well, but this drive right here, Jack, is critical in this ball game. If the Legends want to win this thing, they're going to have to get a stop right here. And I would think Coach Krzansky and his staff say, giving the ball to number 0 works pretty good. So I think we may see some heavy doses of that early in this second half.
Canisius won the toss, deferred to the second half. They forced a 3-and-out for Lancaster on the first drive of the ball game. So in essence, they got the first full drive of both halves, going down and scoring with a touchdown catch to Jaden Clark from Vincent Zimmerman on the first drive of the game. A lot to talk about. A blocked kick on an extra point for Lancaster, blocked the Canisius extra point on their second touchdown. That a run for Elijah Kimball has us at 13-7 with Jaden Colon connecting with Aiden Willard for the lone Lancaster touchdown in the first. It's fielded by Eskridge on the near sideline. Eskridge with blockers across the 45 to the 50, out of bounds, and he wipes his nose in front of the Lancaster bench and points towards the end zone. He is attacking our left, the locker room side of Foyle Kling Field. Canisius with great field position right at midfield to start their first drive of the second half.
And the Legends kicked it directionally to that side and then set their edge, but he came back to the short side, and he doesn't need much space. Injured Legend on the sideline.
Coach Rupp is on his knee with the athletic trainer as well, tending to the injured Legend. Despite the player being off the field of play, the officials recognizing what's most important in the moment, and that it's tending to the injured Legend. That's number 13, Evan Zaplicki, who stands up under his own power and now is walking off with the mouth guard tucked in his face mask.
Seems to be okay, and Zaplicki's done a nice job in special teams over the last few weeks that we've watched.
Zaplicki gets away from the trainer and his head coach and grabs a bottle of water. Seems like he's all right. 11:53 to go in the second half. First play of the second half from scrimmage at the 50-yard line on the left hash. Canisius, after the 25-yard return of Jack Eskridge, sets up with Kimball in the backfield. A fullback and a tight end as well. Everybody tight to the formation. A pitch to the right side. Kimball with space across the 50. Kimball to the 45, wrapped up and taken down by the middle linebacker, Brendan Mahoney.
Unbalanced formation to the right, and they crack back block the last Legends defender to get the edge. Pretty good job, and Kimball still got 5, but he's shaken up.
And now another injury timeout on the field as Kimball is being looked at. He walks off with his arm strapped over an assistant coach and the trainer. He's telling them to shoo off as he walks his way to the sideline. But now Canisius, without their star running back, who's got over 1,000 yards rushing this season, has to do the work without him.
Interesting to see if this changes Coach Krzansky's philosophy. At least formationally it has, as they go to more of a spread look.
Kevon Walker, the tight end, comes out to the near slot. 2 receivers to either side. One in the backfield is Damari Yancey, and a flag flies before the snap. This should be delay of game or false start. Either way, it's on Canisius.
Too many penalties for the Crusaders tonight. That's really helping the Legends stay in this ball game.
It's a 5-yard penalty to back them up. Second down and 11 from the 49 of Canisius on their own side of the 50. Kimball on the sideline. Yancey, the running back. Zimmerman throws the screen to the near side. Eskridge, who gets tripped up, and he stays on his feet. Now in the backfield, cuts it to the far side. Eskridge with space, picks up where he was at the line of scrimmage, and then gets a couple more before being taken down by Tyler Tedesco and Dylan Bucefaro, who made the long trek from the near side of the field to the opposite side of the field after the running back Eskridge jumped inside.
Could have been a big play if not for Justin Hartwig setting that edge and forcing it back to the middle, because if Eskridge gets outside, Jack, he's probably going the distance. Big third down in this football game right now.
That's another big play from Justin Hartwig, who already has a forced fumble today and a couple of really great returns on special teams.
I like him. You know I like him.
Lancaster's assistant coach Mansell is livid on his own sideline, trying to get the attention of his defense. Meanwhile, on the far side, as Canisius lined up under the noise of the large Lancaster fan base on our side, they called timeout, does Coach Craig Gruszanski's first of the half.
You've played a minute and 48 seconds here, and you've committed a penalty, and you got to take a timeout. I know Coach Gruszanski's not going to be happy about that, but this is a real big third down here for both teams.
There's some Canisius students with their shirts off on the far side, all getting into it. The Canisius fans came from downtown Buffalo. They've really gotten into it so far here at Lancaster. They've had 2 touchdowns to cheer about, their team leading 13-7 with 10-12 to go in this second half of this third quarter, rather.
Probably not something you'll never see. Coach Cawley with his shirt off when it's under 80 degrees.
Well, let's keep the shirt and tie on in the booth that we've got right now, PJ.
Gotcha.
It's 3rd and 9 at the 49 of Lancaster for Canisius. Tight formation with Kimball back on the field. No, check that. It's Yancey who gets the give across the 50. He's met by every legend on the field. 11 helmets on the football. Stop the run for a gain of none. 4th down and 8 coming up.
Let's see here if Coach Gruszanski keeps his quarterback on the field, comes out in a formation, and then moves back into punt formation.
Elijah Kimball is on the sideline getting hydrated with electrolytes, standing atop the bench. I think they're expected to sit on that, but he wants to get a look at the play while being in the back line of Canisius players.
I do think the trainers are taking a look at the leg as he stands up there.
That could be why.
It changes everything for Canisius if he's not in there.
Getting the fluids in. He's taken about 5 sips since we started talking about him. 9:22 to go in the third quarter. Canisius lead 13-7, 4th and long. Zimmerman drops back to pass. Pump fakes, no one's open. Rolls to his right at the sideline. Zimmerman stays in bounds for a moment, then steps out at the 45, 5 yards short of the yard to gain. It's a turnover on downs on the first drive of the second half for Canisius.
Wow. I got to say, I don't like the decision to go for it at midfield in this situation here. You've given Lancaster all the momentum they need to start this second half. They've got the ball in great field position. Just like last week, Jack, might Coach Rupp have something up his sleeve on the first play that his team has in the second half?
He may. It was a 65-yard screen pass out of a 65-minute lightning delay down in Jamestown a week ago that went for Jaden Cologne. This is Krupa at quarterback. A pitch to Cologne up the middle. Looked like the Kansas City Chiefs on that play as it doesn't go anywhere, but the fake give to Gill, who ran the out, and then the inside handoff to Cologne for no gain.
Yeah, he won the big play with Cologne right there with the counter, but a great job by the outside linebacker, number 23, Amir Wallace. Bottled that play up.
2nd down, 9 to go at the 49 of Lancaster. Attacking left to right in this third quarter. 2 receivers each side. Now Cologne comes in motion, goes behind Krupa, stops and goes back to the right. Krupa hands it off to Gill up the middle. He meets Jancy in the hole, and with help from Amari Wallace, Jancy and Wallace bring down Chris Gill for a gain of 2. It's 3rd down and 8 to go. Ball just past the 50-yard line at midfield.
Jancy's an impressive linebacker. You're teaching linebackers to diagnose and destroy, and he diagnosed that play and got upfield and made the tackle.
3rd down and long. Lancaster trailing by 6. 3rd and 7 at the 49. Krupa clapped his hands, thought he got Kevon Walker to jump on the far side, but the Canisius defensive end stands straight up with the number 1 perpendicular to the ground on his chest. He hunches back over as Krupa puts his hands out in the gun, drops back to pass, pressure coming. Krupa throws to the left. It is caught by John Gang. Space in front of him on the sideline. The Lancaster Legends move the chains on 3rd and long from the 49 of their own side of the field to the Canisius 26. It's a 1st down, Lancaster.
It's feast or famine when you pressure like that, and if the offensive line can hold up, your perimeter people are going to have numbers advantages. Canisius keeps choosing to blitz. Krupa made him pay right there.
A 23-yard gain sets up 1st and 10 for Lancaster on the far side of the hashes. Jaden Cologne in at quarterback now with Krupa on the sideline. He's the primary running quarterback with 7:46 to go in the third quarter. Cologne drops back to pass, throws a screen to the right side. Gang with the catch, turns away from one, gets across the 20 to the 20 to the 15. He's down at the near hashes. Gang tosses the ball to the official after picking up another Lancaster first down.
There's a wrinkle out of that formation we haven't seen. Jaden Cologne getting back in the pocket and firing a strike to John Gang.
Jaden Cologne has thrown 2 passes today, 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a first down. He's now 4 of 4 passing on the season. Cologne at quarterback, hands it off. No, keeps it on the read option up the left side. He dives forward across the 15. Gain of a couple will bring up 2nd down and long.
You know, he does a really good job on that read. You know, he's fooled us a couple times. We think he's handing it off, and he pulls it back in. That's a really good quality read option play that they run.
And the time that Cologne has spent with Chris Gill, the 2 seniors, know that mesh point can go as long as Cologne wants. Cologne in the gun, fakes the handoff, runs up the middle. He trips over his own lineman. Looked like the tight end Aiden Willard, who laid the block, got him clipped his ankle with the back heel of Aiden Willard. It's a gain of 2, if that. 3rd down and 7 coming up.
There was space there too, as they use that quarterback counter that they're so good at.
Krupa comes off the sideline. Cologne remains on the field, heads out to wide receiver at the right side of the formation. 2 receivers to each side. Daniel Ahern, the running back, the sophomore, has been a primary blocking back. Krupa with one-on-one coverage at the bottom of the formation. Krupa throws to the near side. It is caught. A flag flies where the catch was made. No, it's intercepted. Cologne was the target. He thought he had it, and then Teddy Cenciano came away with the football, but a flag flies against Canisius, who have their palms skyward. 6:14 to go in the third. It's a 13-7 Canisius lead.
I think it was dual possession, and that always goes to the offense. Before the throw, though, holding on the secondary of Canisius. Another penalty.
Well over double digits now for Canisius in penalties on the day.
Let's see, what is the result? It's going to be
Looks like it should be 3rd down and short here.
third and very short.
3rd and 1 right at the 9-yard line. Cologne at quarterback with Gill at running back. Gang and Minsterman at the bottom of the formation, all the way to the right sideline in one-on-one coverage. Cologne at quarterback has 1 passing touchdown on the day. He runs it himself following a convoy, cuts to the middle. Cologne at the 5 to the 2, falls forward short by a yard, but Cologne moves the sticks. 1st and goal for Lancaster.
Boy, he's a tough guy. You know, he's not very big, but that heart inside that Legends jersey is big.
Cologne takes a snap, rolls to his right, steps up. He's met by a host of bodies. Canisius's Mason Allnut in the middle of that scrum gets the stop along with Patrick Enright. 2 big bodies.
1-yard loss, 2nd and goal at the 3.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and goal at the 3.
Don't rule out that pop pass again.
Cologne still at quarterback. Read option, gives it to Gill up the middle. Pushed forward by his tight end Willard, but bodies crunch backwards as Canisius folds over Gill onto his rear end for a stop at the goal line. It brings up 3rd and short. Krupa comes off the sideline at quarterback, gives a high five with the left hand to the right of Cologne, who makes his way to the Lancaster bench, I beg your pardon, and takes the helmet off.
This is the best play Coach Rupp has right here. If you want to score here, you don't want to go to a 4th down. He's going to have something to get into the end zone.
Lancaster trails by 6. 5:04 to go in the third. At the 3-yard line, 3rd and goal. Krupa takes the snap, looks over the middle, throws to the right, wide open, touchdown, Chris Gill. His first receiving touchdown on the season, ties it at 13 before the extra point with 4:55 to go in the third quarter.
And the Canisius defenders are having a discussion there. Somebody obviously was assigned to the back out of the backfield, but that job didn't get done. Touchdown Legends, they can go up by 1.
Now both Lancaster quarterbacks have a touchdown pass on the day. Cannon Converse for the lead on the extra point. It is up and it is through. 14-13, number 3 ranked Lancaster over number 2 ranked Canisius in Western New York as the Legends are on top on senior night. The Canisius fans stunned on the far sideline. They thought it was to be a rout. The Lancaster Legends have kept it close. It's a 1-point lead for the Legends. 4:55 to go in the third. Canisius gets the ball after this.
Wow.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
The Lancaster Legends have taken the lead for the first time today, 14-13, after a drive that was combined pass and run. Cologne and Krupa both at quarterback throughout the drive. It's capped by a 3-yard touchdown pass from the junior quarterback Alex Krupa, his 15th on the season, caught by Chris Gill, the senior running back, his first touchdown reception on the season, 11th overall. Cannon Converse for the extra point was good. He kicks the kickoff towards the end zone. It takes a bounce and it's scooped up at the 1-yard line. Yancey on the return has a hole. Yancey to the 30 at midfield. Yancey, one man to beat, gets pushed down by the kicker, Cannon Converse. What a run for the backup running back and kick returner Damari Yancey, but a flag is down at the Canisius 15.
Well, the flag is going to bail the Legends out. Sometimes when the ball gets kicked like that and the return men have to go backwards, your guys get outside of their lanes that they're responsible for as a kickoff coverage team, and Yancey took it upfield and almost took it to the house.
Well, that was the case last week in favor of Lancaster. A couple kicks were fumbled by Justin Hartwig at Jamestown, where in that split second he was fumbling the football. He picked it up, and there was a hole there available for him. He had a couple big-time returns a week ago. It's an illegal block in the back on Canisius at their own 15, which will severely hurt them in terms of field position to start their second drive of this second half. Lancaster, on their lone drive of the half, has taken the lead, 14-13, 4:43 to go in the third quarter.
Kimball back in the ball game. That penalty's almost over 40 yards in field position.
The freshman phenom running back in the game, Elijah Kimball, takes the handoff, goes to the left side of the offensive line, but Lancaster's defense is Johnny on the spot at the 10-yard line.
He doesn't appear to be 100%. The young man's definitely favoring his left leg.
There's no need to play Elijah Kimball for the rest of this game, PJ, for Canisius, a freshman who has an offer from Oregon already after an impressive game a few weeks ago. Timeout on the field as Kimball hobbles his way to the far sideline. He doesn't want anyone to come with him. Jack Eskridge was hustling behind him, but Kimball is met by the Canisius assistant coaches about halfway at the far numbers, and so the Crusaders want to check in on their freshman.
As big as this game is in Western New York, it really means nothing in terms of playoff situations, and they have a tough St. Francis team that they got to face next week. You certainly want Elijah Kimball for that ball game.
I'm just thinking about the young man's future. He's 14 years old, just turned 14 a few weeks ago.
Wow.
You don't want to take any chances with how special of a talent he could be. 2nd and 10 after the no gain on first at their own 8-yard line, left hash. Zimmerman hands it off to Yancey, no gain as well. Lancaster read it in the backfield. It was check that. A big play from Braden Klinger, who got in there from the defensive end position. Another no gain.
Boy, I like this guy, a sophomore, Braden Klinger. 6'3", 205. His game is growing and developing right before our eyes.
3rd down and 10. This the best defensive drive Lancaster has had all game. 3rd and 10 at Canisius' own 9-yard line after the 50-yard return was brought back on a block in the back. Between the two hashes, Zimmerman in the under center hands it off for Yancey. He's tripped up. Moberg in on the stop. The junior D end forces a turnover. Well, not a turnover on downs, but stops him on 3rd and long. Canisius with 4th and 10 coming up.
Wow, interesting decision by the Crusaders to run there. I'm wondering if Coach Krasinski has faith in his passing game in that situation, but maybe didn't want to air it up deep in his own territory. Now he's got a punt out of his own end zone.
No Elijah Kimball, but Canisius still chose to run 3 straight plays. 4th and 10 at their own 8-yard line. 2:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Zimmerman gets a good punt off as he leaned to his right. Got it to bounce at the 40, out of bounds. Inside Canisius territory at the 41. That's where Lancaster gets the football in front of the hometown crowd. In the biggest non-conference game in Western New York this season, it's the public school Lancaster who leads the private school Canisius 14-13 with 2:25 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Coach Rupp knows there's a lot of ball game left here. This drive is critical.
Friday Night Lights on WBFO is made possible by our listeners and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union, committed to improving the financial well-being of members and the community, and by Miracle Method Surface Refinishers in Western New York and Rochester. This is WBFO, your high school sports station. Lancaster 1st and 10 at the Canisius 41, right on the left hash. Krupa in the gun, takes the snap and hands it off for Cologne. A pass downfield. Minsterman catches it at the 15 to the 5. He's out of bounds. The trickery from the Legends inside the 10. 1st and goal.
There was one Coach Rupp was holding his back pocket. Perfect timing. Down to the 4-yard line. Old Uncle Mo favors the team in red right now.
A 35-yard gain on the pass from Jaden Cologne to Blake Minsterman. 1st and goal at the 5. It's a give to Chris Gill. He is murdered in the backfield, at least metaphorically speaking. He was met by Amari Wallace, who laid into him as soon as he got the football. A flag flies, but Chris Gill got absolutely rocked. He's up and on the field. It's a Canisius D lineman who reels in pain at his own 5-yard line. And I believe that looks like Mason Allnut, who is down. Check that. It's Patrick Sullivan, the Trench Trophy nominee from Week 2, is down on the field. He's the starting center and defensively the starting D-tackle. One of 4 captains on the Canisius team getting his right leg looked at by the Canisius training staff. Not a good sign for Canisius. We'll take a break with an update after this.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses, and are equipped with on-site X-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at wnyathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Back on WBFO, still no update on Patrick Sullivan, the 6'1 senior.
This would be, they're working on his leg. Let's just hope this is not a major injury, because this is an outstanding prospect. 6'1", 290 pounds, can move, is intelligent, and one of the leaders of this Canisius team.
He's the only starting lineman who is a senior. All 3 juniors and a sophomore on the offensive line for Canisius. Quarterbacked by the center, Patrick Sullivan, assistant coach. Lancaster, meanwhile, is knocking on the door of expanding their lead. Currently up 14-13, 2:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Legends with a trick play to start this drive at the Canisius 41, picked up 35. A big pass from Jaden Cologne off the give from Krupa. Minsterman on the receiving end sets up 1st and goal. Now it's backed up, 1st down and goal from the 9 after the flag on the previous play. Krupa in the gun, Gill to his left, 2 receivers each side. Krupa hands it off for Gill. He is swallowed up and taken down in the backfield. 2 Canisius D linemen came in. George Wiley, the 5th, the first one to him. Big number 75, ripped the running back to the ground, a loss of 3.
When Krupa's in the game and they run the zone read, the players don't have to honor the run from Krupa. They go right to the back, and they got Gill that time.
Krupa just 24 rushing yards this season. Takes the snap on 2nd and goal at the 13. Throws a fader up to the left end side of the end zone over the shoulder. It is caught.
Justin
Touchdown.
Hartwig.
What a catch.
Justin Hartwig.
The Lancaster Legends with a beautiful dime from Krupa to Hartwig. Double up on Canisius. It's 20-13 with 1:26 to go in the 3rd.
There he is again. He just makes big plays. He's got a knack for it. And obviously, Coach Rupp and his staff are not going towards Jaden Clark. They're attacking the other defensive back players for the Crusaders.
Converse out for the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick good. 21-13. Lancaster on top of the private school's best-ranked team in Western New York. A beautiful pass from Krupa to the back left corner of the end zone, caught over the shoulder by Justin Hartwig. His 3rd touchdown reception on the season is a beauty.
He came from the slot. They ran a scissors. He ran right to the back pylon, and what a throw by Alex Krupa.
You can put a highlight reel together for Justin Hartwig over the last 3 weeks. A beautiful ball from Krupa to Hartwig.
Well, he's a dynamic playmaker for him, and a real good throw. Dropped it right in the bucket.
21-13, Lancaster leads Canisius. 1:26 to go in this 3rd quarter. Here on WBFO, your home for high school sports. Friday Night Lights on WBFO, made possible by our listeners and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union, committed to improving the financial well-being of our members and the community, and by Miracle Methods Surface Refinishers in Western New York and Rochester. Glad to have you with us. Jack Cruiser with PJ Cawley.
I would be careful here as a Legends kicking unit here. They got dangerous return men in Yancey and Eskridge back there. Got to contain this.
Converse out to kick. For the Lancaster Legends, from left to right, it's booted end over end. Bounces at the 25, back to the last man for Canisius. Scooped up by Yancey, tries to cut to the left sideline and does. Gets finally taken down at the 25-yard line. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, this is WBFO, your home for high school sports. Oh my, Yancey's down.
60's back in, though.
Back on WBFO and an injury down on the field, a Canisius returner, Damari Yancey, who is the backup running back after Elijah Kimball went out of this game a drive ago. He is now getting stretched on the left leg at the near 35. He's popped his helmet off as he lies with his back down on the ground.
And it appears over on the Canisius bench that they've taken the helmet from Elijah Kimball as they continue to work on him over there. The good news for Canisius is senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Patrick Sullivan appears to be back in the lineup. But this is going to, with Yancey out as well, boy, it's going to be interesting to see the adjustments that Coach Krzansky makes on offense because, quite frankly, Jack, when Elijah Kimball hasn't been in the game, they haven't moved it.
You're right. It's a 21-13 lead because of it. Lancaster, as you mentioned before, with old Uncle momentum on their side ever since this second half began, while they trailed 13-7, 2 scores in this 3rd quarter with great returns, and it's those penalties for Canisius that have really hurt the Crusaders all night long.
They have. Yancey's up now. We do have some out-of-town scores to catch everybody up on.
You're not going to like this. The Williams released Flames up on Hamburg, 21-9 in the 3rd quarter. Bennett losing, or rather Bennett, no, that'd be a shock.
Ooh.
Bennett up on Jamestown 36-14 in the third quarter. If Bennett wins that game and that score stands, the Tigers are the #1 seed in Class AA. Lancaster would be the 2, and Orchard Park Jamestown next week to determine the 3 and 4 seeds. 1st and 10 for Canisius at their own 27 on the left hash. The running back is Hunter Jancy, the typical fullback. Zimmerman in the gun, takes the snap, looks to his left, pressure coming, throws on the run to his right. It's caught on the far side by Eskridge. He gets upfield to the 35, out of bounds for a gain of 7. Bring up 2nd and 3.
In this personnel group with Jancy as the back, it's heavy pass situation here for the Crusaders. That's the adjustment Coach Krzansky's going to use to see if he can get some more consistency in moving the ball with the injuries that have mounted up.
2nd and 1 after the gain of 9 by Eskridge on the screen pass. He lines up in the slot to the left with Clark wide of him to the left. 2 receivers each side. Jancy, the running back. Pressure coming for Lancaster. Zimmerman takes the snap, throws quickly to the right side. It's caught at the 40 to the 43 and pushed out of bounds. Looked like Evan Dean made the grab for the Canisius Crusaders for the first down. 31 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Crusaders, who led all game until this third quarter, trail 21-13.
Great confident throw there by Zimmerman. He got back and finished that throw to Dean.
1st and 10 at the 42, under 20 seconds to go in the third. Again, 4 receivers out wide. Zimmerman drops back to pass, only 5 rushing. Zimmerman throws on the run. It's intercepted on the ground. It is intercepted by Lancaster. It looked to be an incomplete pass, but picked off by Evan Pignataro, who adds to his stat line. A fumble recovery earlier, now an interception, gives Lancaster the ball at midfield at the end of the third.
What a ball game by Pignataro, just playing his zone and not leaving his zone as receivers do, and the ball came right to him. Huge turnover here for the Legends late in the third quarter.
It's the first interception on the season for the junior Evan Pignataro. The Lancaster Legends get the football with the clock on their side, up by 8, 21-13. 7 seconds to go in the third. Jaden Colon sent out his quarterback for Lancaster with Chris Gill to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1st and 10 on the left hash at the 49. It's a keeper from Cologne. Long mesh point. Cologne spins his way across midfield to the opposing 45. A gain of 7 as the clock goes down to zeros. 21-13. Lancaster dominates the third quarter, and they look to close out the fourth on the other side of this break on WBFO. The Legends are 4-0 all-time against Canisius. Find out if they keep that record perfect after this.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. There is now a way to stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York. You can find more information at wnyathletics.com/scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Back on WBFO, fourth quarter set to get underway. Lancaster, after the interception, sets up 2nd and 3 at the 44. It's a keeper for the quarterback, Cologne, over the 45. Flag is thrown by the umpire at the line of scrimmage.
Amir Wallace again forced that, Jack, with good pressure from the edge.
It's a hold against Lancaster that'll back them up past the original line of scrimmage to their own 46. 2nd and 13 as we start the fourth quarter. The Legends on top, 21-13. Krupa at quarterback. Gang and Perna, the receivers on the far end. Hartwig in the slot on the near sideline with Minsterman closest to Lancaster bench. Gill, the running back. Krupa in the gun, stands at his own 40-yard line on the left hash. All players check their left wrists. Krupa takes a snap, looks to his left on the sideline, throws downfield. Minsterman beat his man. He made the catch and tapped the toes at the opposing 40. It's a first down, Lancaster.
What a catch by Blake Minsterman. Not only twisting his body to make the catch, but staying in bounds.
A big grab for the junior 6-foot receiver, Blake Minsterman. 1st and 10, Lancaster at the opposing 38. 11:30 to go in the fourth. Legends up by 8. Cologne at quarterback takes the snap. It's a keeper up the middle, taken down by the face mask. Another penalty on Mason Allnutt's Canisius Crusaders.
You know, and those are the penalties that are going to happen in a football game. Allnutt trying to make a play, accidentally got the face mask. It's those other ones that you got to eliminate. Offsides, false starts, those type of things.
After the play, there was even more pushing and shoving between Owen Haffa, the 6'3 junior left tackle, and the 6'1 Patrick Sullivan defensively.
And one of the legends has got to grab his teammate there and say, get out of there. We don't need any penalties right now. We're on the move.
Jaden Cologne pumps up his crowd, raising the roof as his team gets a free 15 yards. 11-11 to go in the fourth. Lancaster leads 21-13. Cologne at quarterback has a touchdown passing already today and a big gain passing. He runs it this time right into the line of scrimmage, and he's swallowed up by Mason Allnutt, who wrapped him up at the jersey and threw him to the ground, but a flag flies. And a face mask once more. Back-to-back face mask penalties on Mason Allnutt. He disagrees with that one.
He certainly does. But Canisius right now has got to regain their composure here. There's still a lot of football game left. This defense got to be saying to themselves right now, we need a stop or a turnover to get our offense the ball and get a chance to get this game tied up, being a one-score game.
On the left hash, Cologne at quarterback, all by himself in the backfield. Minsterman one-on-one at the bottom end of the formation. 3 receivers up top. Cologne takes the snap and runs forward, but the clock is stopped as the official blows the whistle. Paul Gagliardi would like to slow things down a bit. A penalty flies before the snap. A false start on Lancaster will back them up 5.
That's the ones you got to eliminate right there. I'm sure Coach Rupp is not happy about that one.
It'll be 1st and 10.
They seem to be, though, in Converse's field goal range, and 3 would be big for the Legends.
At the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Cologne up the middle, falls forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage before being met by Aiden Mecca, who grew up in Lancaster and expected to be a Legends player.
He did, and during COVID, his family and he scouted out Canisius and felt it was a good fit for him.
He's made a lot of big plays so far today in his hometown. Cologne takes the snap, runs up the left side, pushes one lineman forward and falls to the 15 for a gain of 5. This will bring up 3rd down and 5. Amari Wallace with the stop for Canisius.
Hands on the hips of the Canisius defenders right here. Might you try to get him to jump right here?
9:55 and counting. Lancaster taking their time, though not too much. They still do that hurry-up lineup at the line of scrimmage. Cologne takes a snap, gives it to Chris Gill up the middle. Chris Gill into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancaster. A flag flies at the end of the run. Gill into the end zone.
Wow. They ran the zone read again, handed to Gill on the mesh. There was a hole there and a flag in the end zone. I think that's going to be enforced on the kickoff. May have been a horse collar tackle in the end zone.
A 15-yard touchdown run for Chris Gill. It is a face mask, a personal foul nonetheless. You're bang on, PJ. That touchdown counts. Lancaster goes up 27-13 on the number 2 ranked Canisius Crusaders. The number 3 ranked Lancaster Legends send out Cannon Converse, who maybe was warming up for a field goal. Now he's out there for the extra point. Snap good, hold down, kick up and over the scoreboard, over the locker room of the Lancaster Legends. It's good. 28-13. The Lancaster Legends lead the Canisius Crusaders with 9:39 to go in the fourth. Canisius is without their first 2 running backs. We'll see what they can do after this.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Lancaster leads Canisius 28-13 with 9:39 to go in the fourth quarter. The 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff. Cannon Converse lets it go right through the uprights. It looked like that one might have been good from 45 or 55 yards on the tee. Canisius will get the ball at their own 20-yard line.
But that's the problem with the penalty in the end zone. Now he's kicking off from your own 40. They instructed him, kick it out of the end zone. Now these dangerous return men don't get their hands on the ball.
Canisius gets the football. They haven't had their passing attack since the first quarter go the way they've wanted when Jaden Clark caught the first score on the game on the first drive of the game for Canisius. 1st and 10 at their own 20, attacking left to right across your radio dial.
Kimball back in the game, Jack.
The freshman phenom, over 1,000 rushing yards. Stands to the right hip of Aiden Zimmerman. Scans the field, throws to the left. It's caught at the 25, turned upfield to the 30, out of bounds at the 34. Jaden Clark gets a gain of 15.
You know, we haven't seen called Jaden Clark's name that often on offense. That's surprising to me. As dynamic as he is, it looks like Coach Krasinski going to try to get the ball in his hands now in the fourth quarter.
Clark is eyeing down the Canisius all-time receptions mark for receptions in a season, currently at 27 entering this game. He's got at least 2 here tonight. 1st and 10 at the 31 on the left hash. It's a give to Kimball. He's not as fast as he normally is, but he gets to the 35, a gain of about 3 before being pushed back by the Legends defense.
Yeah, you can see he doesn't have the burst that he normally does. Pretty good job by the Legends, number 51, Nathan Myers and Andrew Moberg.
Kimball's laboring. He heads to the sideline slowly but surely as Damari Yancey, who went down with a cramp earlier in the second half, is on to replace him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kimball's healthy enough to go here. And Coach Krasinski just put his arm around the young man and said, we got better days ahead.
2nd down and 5 at the 36 for Canisius on the right hash. Zimmerman in the gun, 3 receivers to the left. 1 safety up high for Lancaster. It's a give to Yancey, makes one man miss in the backfield, gets dragged down by Mahoney behind the line of scrimmage, and a flag flies at the 33-yard line where the ball was handed off.
Yeah, Mahoney made a great play, but Jack Jennings shot that gap and forced a holding penalty. I would think Coach Rupp will take this. But he does have the option to make it, what is it, would it be 3rd down and about 6? They wiped it off.
So it'll be 3rd
It looks
and
like
long.
about 8.
From the 33 on the left hash. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Yancey in the backfield, a blocker, pressure coming, deep shot down the right sideline, over the shoulder. Clark made the grab, but was he out of bounds? Yes, it is an incomplete pass. Despite Jaden Clark making the grab, he was out of bounds. It brings up 4th and long.
Great effort by Clark there, just couldn't haul it in bounds. with 2 defenders, Jennings, and it looked like some safety help there as well, Jack. 4th down. This late, Coach Krzansky may opt to go for this.
They went for it on 4th and long in the 3rd quarter that they did not pick up.
I think it was a big play in the ball game. Changed momentum from there.
That was when they were up 13-7. 8:29 to go in the 4th, 28-13, timeout.
Timeout.
Coach Krzansky of the Crusaders calls the timeout, knowing this is a must-have. 8:29 to go in the 4th, 28-13.
If I'm Coach Manziel and Coach Rupp, I make sure I have 2 guys on number 4 on this play.
Well, you're leaving Jack Eskridge open then?
That makes it difficult, but if they line him up to the short side of the field, you do have the ability to put a little bit more. You don't need as much help there. He might put Eskridge out here to the wide side to use his speed, but it looks like both will be on the short side of the field. I'd take my chances out here on the wide side of the field with Evan Dean and set my defense towards those dynamic players.
4th and 8 at the 33. Canisius keeps the offense on the field at their own 33. 3 receivers atop the formation. Zimmerman looking their way, steps up and runs. It is incomplete. He was looking for Eskridge. It falls out of bounds, incomplete. Lancaster gets a stop and the football. 33.
Great job again by the Legends defense. And Jack, I know we just mentioned it, but I think this football game changed early in the 3rd quarter when Canisius decided to go for it on 4th and long from midfield. Since that point in time, momentum, execution, everything really has gone the Legends' way.
The Canisius sideline is hushed. All their fans and massive student section that came with signs and flags and tarps off, they've got nothing to cheer about in this second half. They led 13-7 at the break. Now trail 28-13 with the Legends forcing a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Lancaster at the opposing 33. Cologne at quarterback takes the snap, runs forward, gets popped at the 30, and gets taken down there, a gain of 3. 8:13 to go in the 4th quarter. Lancaster killing the clock.
And you'll see that now. They'll take a little bit more time getting organized. They'll take a little bit more time getting the snap off. The clock is their friend and Canisius' foe at this point.
2nd and 7 at the 30 on the right hash. 2 receivers make it 3 down to the left. One-on-one coverage with 1 safety over top. Cologne hands it off to Gill. The wrong on the read option as Gill gets met in the backfield and thrown down by Mason Allnut. The junior stands at 6'3" and got all of his 230 pounds on top of the 5'7", 155 Gill at the 35-yard line. The loss of 4.
He's an active defender. He's been all over the field tonight for the Crusaders.
Make it a loss of 3, 3rd and 10. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 33. 7:15 to go in the 4th. Lancaster up 28-13. Krupa at quarterback looks to his left where his head coach Eric Rupp stands with the play calling sheet right next to the official next to him. Krupa not even ready to take it. And a timeout called by the head coach Eric Rupp of the Lancaster Legends with 6:57 to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Coach Rupp waited till there was 1 second on the play clock to take that timeout. Get his team organized for this 3rd down. Heck of a night, huh, Jack?
It's definitely changed over time. The energy before the game felt like a lot of people were picking Canisius. I think our entire panel, maybe Frank picked Lancaster, but I know our entire panel was feeling very confident about the Canisius Crusaders' chances tonight. That can be said that Elijah Kimball's injury has changed the complexion of this game, but overall, Lancaster offense, defense, special teams, they've gotten it done.
They've played very, very well, and again, like you mentioned, since Kimball's injury, Canisius' offense has really been short-circuited. Just hope the young man's going to be okay and ready to go next week.
3rd and 10 at the 33. Canisius not making any noise on the far sideline. Down 28-13. Krupa in the gun, out of the timeout. Pressure coming, throws the screen, incomplete. Looking for Gill. It was broken up. Kyrie Wilkinson came in to knock it down.
Yeah, he did a real good job of reading that screen. I like the call, but Canisius was on that one. 4th down. What will Coach Rupp do here?
At the 33-yard line, it's outside of Cannon Converse's range.
You're in a little bit of no man's land. There's no question about it. Might they play out of Canisius's book and have Alex Krupa step back a little bit deeper and punt it down there and try to get it inside the 10?
2 receivers on the right side. Now Canisius fans make some noise. Cologne in motion, stops and shuffles and goes back to the right. Krupa looks his way on the drop, throws deep down the field, looking for Gang, incomplete. At the 5-yard line, John Gang was covered by Nazir Richardson, but Gang could not come down with it. A turnover on downs for Canisius. All they did was kill a couple of minutes off the clock. Canisius gets the ball back at their own 33.
Yeah, Gang was open early, just a little late on that throw. Still plenty of time here. If Zimmerman can get hot, and if they can get a score on this drive, it becomes a 1-score game.
So funny, PJ. The Crusaders get the ball right back where they gave it up on turnover on downs just a few minutes ago. 1st and 10 at the 33. Canisius on the left hash. Need to put together a drive and quickly. Down 28-13. Kevon Walker in motion. Stops at the left numbers. He stands and gets the screen pass as Zimmerman got hit while he threw, and then Kevon Walker got wrapped up and thrown down. Dylan Bucefaro came down and made the play.
Wow, he got spun around there after the initial hit. Let's hope he's okay. He's a real good-looking prospect. Kevon Walker, 6'5", 275-pound guy out there on the perimeter. That's a big guy in a high school game.
Bucefaro came in and wrapped him up down low. Looked like his back almost got caught there as Bucefaro spun him.
Either his back or his leg got caught. Let's just hope it's minor. Again, the Crusaders' injuries are piling up.
Not what the Crusaders wanted out of this
Not at all.
private-public matchup, and this
Not at all.
is bad news for Canisius wanting this game next year.
Not at all. You don't want. Both teams wanted to get out of this healthy and just have their teams grow from this experience.
2nd down and 12 from the 31, 6:19 to go in the 4th. Lancaster up 28-13. Zimmerman throws to the left sideline. It's caught by Eskridge. He stumbles and gets his balance at the 37 before stumbling to the 40 and down inbounds, a gain of 5.
Let's see the urgency that Coach Krasinski has in the offense right here. Clock's under 6 minutes. You're down 2 scores.
3rd and 5 coming up at the 38-yard line on the left hash. Canisius needs it. 2 receivers each side. Pressure coming off the edge. Zimmerman throws over the middle on the left sideline. It is caught. How did that catch come in to Jaden Clark beyond the yard line to gain, PJ?
Yeah, I don't know how that one got through there. Must have got through the hands of a legend at the line of scrimmage, but another great catch by Clark.
1st and 10, Canisius driving at their own 45. Jancy, the running back. He's a blocker as Zimmerman looks downfield to pass. Bounces on his feet, rolls to the left, tucks it and runs out of bounds at the 50 after evading one tackler in front of his own sideline. Hayden Willard was all the way over there to push him out of bounds. Zimmerman out after a gain of 1. Looked a lot longer than he actually got. 2nd and 9 at the 47.
At least he got out of bounds, stopped the clock for the Crusaders.
3 receivers to the right. Yancey tosses his towel, gets the handoff. Make it Kimball up the middle. He had a burst of speed on that one, a gain of 6. Bucefaro met him in the hole, but it's just shy of the 1st down.
And he's down again. I just don't think it's a good decision to have the young man in the ball game. He's obviously nursing something, and each time he goes in there, he seems to have to go back to the Crusaders bench.
Whatever Kimball had on him, I thought it was a towel, but now the official Paul Gagliardi has picked it up, and he walks it towards Kimball and the Canisius sideline.
It's the old hand warmer there, Jack.
Oh, there it is. Well, he tossed it as soon as the play began.
I might need that coming up shortly.
Next week, Health Sciences and South Park at Buffalo State's Coyer Field on our network on WBFO. The final week of the regular season of the high school football season in Western New York. 3rd and 2 at the 45. Zimmerman throws to the left sideline for Clark. It's incomplete, but a flag flies as Clark pled his case to the lines judge on the far side, Dave Sobus. Now Dave makes his walk towards Paul Gagliardi, the head referee. And the call is pass interference against Lancaster. A first down given to Canisius after the incomplete pass is ruled incomplete because of the interference defensively. 5:03 to go in the fourth quarter. Canisius putting together this drive, but it's taking them some time. Now a 3-minute drive, and it's just their third down, but it's taken a heck of a lot of plays to get inside Lancaster territory. Now at the 31. This drive almost all on the air. 1st and 10 at the 31. It's a give met by the Lancaster legends. Bucefaro with Moberg and Willard all in on Yancey to bring him down at the line of scrimmage.
Great job there, boy. You know, on defense, we call the names Moberg, Willard. You know, we call them quite a bit out here when we have Lancaster. Very active players.
Moberg over 40 total tackles this season now. 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Zimmerman looks right, looks left in the pocket. Moves to his left, throws on the run. It's caught by Clark on the sideline, taps his toes at the 20, and picks up a first down for Canisius.
Great job by Clark there. That was a go route that Hartwick had covered well. He recognized that. He recognized pressure that his quarterback was getting and came back to the ball. Good throw by Zimmerman as well.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 4:13 to go and counting. Remaining in the fourth quarter, Lancaster leads 28-13. Zimmerman, top completion percentage in Western New York, has marched his way down this field. Look into the end zone on the right side for Dean. It's tipped and incomplete. Good coverage on the play from Evan Zaplicki.
Very good coverage. That was a very well-thrown ball. As Zaplicki recovered and broke the basket of the receiver. Get his arms out of there, the ball comes out.
That's not the same as breaking the backboard in basketball, is it?
It's not quite. It's not quite.
2nd down and 10 coming up. Canisius, boy, that was the shot to take. They need a couple scores, down 28-13. Zimmerman in the gun. Yancey, the running back, to his right. Low snap on the ground, a fumbled snap. Zimmerman can't get to it. Lancaster slides in. We'll see. It's a Lancaster football. Jack Spire came, no, check that. Nathan Myers came flying in to recover the fumbled snap. And Lancaster celebrates on senior night with this game in the bag.
Wow, just another unforced error by Canisius. It hasn't been their night tonight. 3:51 to go. Now the Legends offense, their main job here is to exhaust this clock.
1st and 10 at the 31 for Lancaster as Canisius fans head towards their cars in a packed parking lot at Lancaster High School. Cologne at quarterback, hands it off to Gill up the right side of the offensive line. He pushes forward for a couple. 3:44 to go in this fourth quarter. Clock is ticking.
2 hands on the ball and stay in bounds is what the Legends have to do here. And they'll leave their home stadium with a very, very good non-league win.
This win will put them up to 6-1 on the season. They're already done with their league schedule, preparing for their rivalry with Depew next week. That'll be here at Foyle Kling Field. Lancaster, 2nd and 8. Cologne keeps it on the 35, spins his way past one tackle to the 40. 2 yards shy of the first down, 3 minutes to go in the fourth.
I really believe he's improved over the month that we've watched him. He's better with the football, and he's very slippery and sound on that read play.
3rd and 1 at the 40-yard line. Cologne, hands on his hips in the gun. 3 receivers to the right.
He'll watch until the line judge, Mike Chattel, raises his hand and starts the countdown.
That's what he does. Hands it off to Gill. Pushed forward by the offensive line. It's a stalemate at the 40-yard line. Depending on the spot of the linesman and lines judge, this will either be 4th and inches or a first down for Lancaster to seal it. 2:19 on the clock, stopped for the spotting of the football. Temperatures have severely dropped here at Lancaster High School. From where we started this day at about 70 degrees, we're down to 50. But despite the cold weather, Lancaster's offensive line not giving up. They packed their lunch pail and their hard hats, and they pushed Chris Gill forward for the first down. Clock starts winding down with 2:10 to go in the 4th now.
You're almost to the point where you can go to your best formation, the victory formation, and kneel it down.
We saw some big explosive plays in the first quarter of this game. Jaden Clark came out with a big grab. It's a give to Gill on 1st and 10. He stays on his feet, keeps pushing through after Nazir Richardson almost brought him down. It's a gain of about 6 on first down. Another first down would definitely seal it, but Lancaster, well, they're getting to that point, PJ, like you said. The kneel down could be coming.
And what you don't want is somebody to get injured right now on either team, but Canisius can ill afford another injury as they amassed here tonight.
2nd down and 3 from the 49. Cologne waits for the umpire, Craig Donnelly, to signal. 5 seconds left in the play clock, and he does. The high snap caught by Cologne. The give to Gill. He has to push his running back forward, who is immediately wrapped up. And a timeout called by Lancaster. Coach Rupp wants to call his team over to the sideline. PJ, why the timeout with 1:05 to go?
I'm not certain. He may want to reiterate to his guys.
Check that. It's the ref made a mistake. It's a Canisius timeout.
Okay. Canisius took their timeout. Okay, well, Coach Krasansky's teaching his guys to play to the end, but
well, PJ, let's go back to the start of this game. Canisius was having their way in that first quarter. They go up 13-7. What changed?
Boy, I'll tell you what, they were just controlling the line of scrimmage. The drive that Lancaster had to tie the game up, Jack, was critical. They found the screen pass, they found the quick game, and that opened up some running lanes, particularly for Chris Gill and Cologne. But I think the biggest play of the game was the decision to go for it from the midfield, 4th and 9, early 3rd quarter. From then on, it's been all legends.
3rd and 5 at the 47 out of the timeout called by Canisius, their final of the half. Cologne takes a snap, rolls to his left, turns upfield to the 50. He's down short of the first down. 2 fumbles on this game recovered by Lancaster. Justin Hartwig forced one, and then Evan Pignataro recovered it. And then just in this 4th quarter, Nathan Myers with the sealing fumble recovery on a bad snap from Canisius' center, Patrick Sullivan. A rarity. Our thoughts are with Elijah Kimball, hoping he gets back to full health after going down early in this game, trying to give it a go multiple times, but never looking like the true freshman has looked this season. That earned him an offer from the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, he's a talented back. There's no question about it. The Legends will take this down, maybe take the penalty or take a timeout with 1 second to go.
It is a timeout.
They'll have to snap it one more time.
Well, PJ, as we continue to think back through this game, there were some definite turning points. An interception as well from Evan Pignataro in this second half. But Justin Hartwig seems to be the player of the game. He did it on kick returns. He did it offensively with a touchdown catch, and then he did it defensively with a forced fumble.
And that was a huge play, Jack, we can look back at. That's 7-7. Canisius is moving the ball well into Lancaster territory. Justin comes over, gets the football out. Legends take over. Could have been down 7. You're 7-7, and you're attacking.
I'm not sure, but that may have been when Kimball got hurt because he was the running back on that play. We didn't see when Kimball went down. He was just not himself.
Yeah, he hasn't been himself for certainly all the second half.
Yeah.
But again, we just hope that the young man who we got a chance to visit with is okay and gets well quick.
18 seconds to go. Lancaster sends out Cologne and Gill. Next week, we're at Health Sciences and South Park. Craig Krzansky had the honor of coaching Will South coach Joe Licata when the former Billy was the quarterback. Licata set the all-time record in passing yards in Western New York. Craig Krzansky now coaching Canisius. Coach Licata, who set that record in 2010, won the Connolly Cup, now coaching at Will South, shows you how long that record has stood since 2010. Our quarterback next week at South Park has a chance to break that record. He needs about 280 yards or so to break the record, but Jaden Cologne on 4th down gets the first down. Lancaster will seal it, and the Legends win this one 28-13. The final score from Lancaster High School in Foyle Kling Field on senior night. The clock gets wound down. Canisius' funeral, it's not happening. They came dressed in black. They thought that they were going to put the Lancaster Legends in the ground. It didn't turn out that way, PJ.
Boy, the Legends are getting better and better and better. And if they do have that matchup with those mighty Tigers, okay, I think they're going to be in a situation where they're not going to be in awe of this, and they've seen the speed before. They just continue to get better and better. It's a credit to the entire program, Coach Rupp and his staff.
Lancaster beats Canisius. The number 3 ranked Legends will surely jump in the standings, at least the rankings. I don't know by how much. There's only 2 spaces to go, and they lost to Bennett, but they beat Canisius, the number 2 ranked team in Western New York in the large schools. My thanks to our entire staff, as PJ Cawley on the color commentary, our live stream producers Tim Gardner. Our live stream camera operator was BJ Stack. Western New York Athletics executive producer is Frank Wolf. Our broadcast radio engineer is Jerry Urban today. Joe Scordo at the WBFO studio. He's our engineer there, and the VP of corporate support, Buffalo Toronto Public Media, is Bill Sauer. For our entire crew, once again, the final score, Lancaster 28, Canisius 13. We'll rest up and get you ready for week 8. The final of the regular season in high school football next Friday at 7 between Health Sciences and South Park. Could be a record-setting night. We'll be back next week. Till then, folks, I bid you adieu.